Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, a preview of the Global StarCraft League semifinals. No, this isn't those semifinals. This was played a couple weeks prior. But the same matchup, the same drawn-out best-of-7 series. Just foreshadowing. By the time you watch this, you might already know, well, let me introduce first the chess master in the bottom right, the best caster slash player. Yes, he's one of the Korean casters for GSL, but unfortunately they keep having to fill that slot because he just keeps winning. It's TY. And in the top left, with the Max Packs build to start, because of course he is, the big boy, the dick boy, the man who's specialized in winning since 2010. He's made miracles with Blink Stalkers, Force Fields, Immortals, and Sentries. It is Parting. So, Max Packs to start. The flavor of all of 1 to 2 weeks last year. Parting actually made this work in GSL last year as well. Where you, instead of building your first gateway in your base, like, it's not a 2-gate, he just built his first gateway out here, which is closer to his opponent's base. Now, usually that's not... oh my god. Well, when your probe is murdering everything, TY gets in. Oh my god, the probe's murdering SCVs. 2 already go down. TY's obviously suspicious. He came in and he saw there's 0 gateways in Parting's base. He will now scout this, but it's a little on the late side. The command center was pre-canceled. Parting's kind of just expanding. The Stalker will more than likely be recalled here as the Reaper goes in towards the main, unless the shield battery is going to provide enough cover. If the probes are able to kill... the Reaper, then we should probably just pack it up and go home and go to game 2 at least. Couple probes going down. One at the front, one back in the main. Parting doesn't seem to be interested in recalling. Instead, he's just going to let the shield battery buy some extra time. And the Zealots... Now, repair isn't a huge percentage of cost, but it does put a time on the clock here. There's just the one Marine. Meanwhile, the Reaper is just trying to out-DPS the battery. Is TY paying attention? No! The grenade isn't there! The probes kill the Reaper! It's a disaster for TY. That's what was that was the only thing. That was the only thing that could have made the difference. Like, the Reaper making the shield battery, running through the energy of the shield battery, actually threatening probes. Suddenly Parting has nothing to focus on but breaking through. Yeah, sure, he's not through the wall yet, but TY doesn't have an expansion. He lost his chance at scouting, and Parting doesn't know this, but there is no second gas. So TY just kind of has a 2-base infrastructure, like, without many production facilities, on 1 base. He just kind of... Well, the probes. The probes were the most deadly units in this game so far. Probes killing everything important. Scouting SCVs. Command center building SCVs. The Reaper. I can't stress how important that Reaper was. Just to even have distracting Parting, let alone doing any damage. But this is a good option. He's going to go with a Widowmine Hellion drop here. Going to try to bait and switch, find some damage somewhere. TY working with what he has, and what he has isn't incredibly much. He's got to do something. Is Warp Gate done? Warp Gate is done, but there's only the 1 gateway for now, and it's kind of out on the map, so... Recall. Meanwhile... Blink is on the way, but that Stalker going to eat a big hit. Meanwhile, the probes! This time, the probes going to struggle. They're not going to be killing anything. They're going to be dying themselves as TY keeping it lit with the Hellions. 10 probes go down in a normal game. That would be serious, critical damage. But when TY doesn't even have a second command center, Parting has his robo done, and Blink halfway there, yeah, that's something. It's not terrible, but that's not enough to slow Parting down. There's going to be a 1-base all in. The boys almost certainly will be called into action, pulled off the mineral line. because there is no late game transition from this, despite TY looking like he's going to think about it. I'm pretty sure that blocks your expansion. TY is overestimating the damage he's done by, I mean, maybe not overestimating, but maybe making the judgment call that even a one base all-in, that's just not going to cut it. He's got to try to play for the later game. But Parting has Blink Stalkers, and the Blink Stalkers make miracles. He doesn't really need a miracle. All he needs is a little bit of map control and micro, and he has plenty of that right now. Medevac, nothing in it. That's actually just bait for the Hellions. Meanwhile, the Stalkers do have Blink, blinking back. Loses one. The Medevac irrelevant here, but the Hellions are going into the natural. Stalkers going down because right now the Hellions are slicing up probes with fire. That's maybe not the most accurate phrasing. Oh my god, 11 more kills, TY, and then gets out with the Medevac suddenly. That's damage. Now, the first wave, okay, good. That was great. And he gets out with, did he get both Hellions out? He gets out with one, and he has the Medevac, which can join up with these Marines and make the push that much stronger. The Hellion goes down, but that's 3 tanks, and all he has is Bling. Hey, the Stalkers are going down. The expansion, it looked for a second like Parting had taken this game and run away with it. But a couple well-timed and executed Hellions coming in and throwing everything sideways. A Liberator, 3 tanks. I don't see a world in which Parting breaks this. The expansion will fall. Parting gonna go for the reinforcements. Probably the best he can do right here. But the Stalkers, the tank is gonna be picked up. I think he caught a glimpse of it as well. There's not particularly much time before TY is knocking on his door. And Parting must answer. There's no sentries and with tanks and medevacs. Oh no. He blinks in. A couple tanks are siege. He's gonna get 1. He's gonna get 2. But there's still 2 left. And Immortal lives with barely anything. The reinforcements cut off. It's just 4 Stalkers here. The robotics facility is down. TY is on 1 base, but so is Parting now. Another pylon. He's got to go. He's got to give it a shot, trying to draw the fire. Down goes an Immortal. The tanks are too much, and TY turns it all around. The steel will of TY. Understanding he's in a tough spot, but navigating his way out. A lot of players, like you heard me say it, going full NA casting there, like, well, he's gotta pull the boys. TY showing us that patience is quite a virtue. As he just sits, he calmly executes his tank push. He understands that Parting has a chance to overstep. There might be weaknesses back at home. And despite the probes slaughtering... Jimmy, can we just load up not the same game twice? Can we not do that? Okay. Oh, now learning this. Morty, in all his infinite wisdom, padding his replay file stats. Thank you, Wardy, for the replay packs, by the way. Uploaded the same series twice. I was told this was a best of 3, but I was confused. And now I realize that, it is a best of 3. Wardy, I know what you're doing. No, I'm sure he got this replay pack from someone else and then uploaded it. We can watch the same game again. TY, that's a pretty quick gate, once again, from Parting. Parting has a particular style on, well, whatever gets him Blink Stalkers fastest, I guess, some would say. But he definitely, I was talking about TI. I want to talk about TY. Everybody talks about Parting all day, especially Parting. Especially Parting. In fact, like, we'll let Parting speak for himself. You might be like, Parting streams all day. Does he do coaching? Well, I was waiting for the opportunity to throw this up. This is a volume warning. Parting has the same microphone as me. I just would like to point that out and make that clear. Before...
If we 20 Nexus or 20 Core, if you do that, And then if you success, it's a very very easy peasy make you to the Master League. When I coaching session, I always teaching about that first. Because why? A lot of motherfucking stupid monkey brain student always don't know the deck build order. And they make me this gross. When I coaching session, I wanna go toilet. Because I feel this gross. So, first, step by step, I told you, you guys in stomach, in your mom, you don't know how to working, how to eating, how to speaking. So, but I can make you guys, because I'm fucking Jesus Christ, or the AKA the professor. So,
praise be.
Point is, just buy the coaching session.
All right. Well, Angry Coach has nothing on that. Jesus Christ, aka the Professor, aka Big Boy, aka Dick Boy, aka Parting. In the top left. Dropping match 1 against TY. And yes, we can all have the same microphone, and we can sign up. But we shouldn't do that. My coaching today. Twilight Council, of course. Stalker and Adept Micro, of course. The math here is oh, if that last Adept shot definitely would have made a big difference. But the command center. The command center finishes. Parting has done a surprisingly good job. Well, he's whittled down 4 Marines here. Lost 1 Adept for it. It looks like, oh my god, surprise, surprise. Can you believe he's going for blank? The absolute madman. Two more gates. Will he go for gate number 4? Which we saw against Maru. Oh, the Stalkers! Stalked by the Marines to their death. A uncharacteristic and damaging mistake. Like, when your entire opener is blank, the last thing you want to do is lose Stalkers before you get blank. Kind of the point of Blink is to keep that map control, like so here. He sees the Widowmon drop. Blink ain't done, but he might be able to just get... Nope, not quite. Is there enough damage there? No. Is there a probe around to draw out that Widowmon chuck? Kind of an awkward impasse. Oh, the pylon. Oh, okay, well, that is an unfortunate timing here for, I want to say, Parting, but I'm not 100%. Once Blink is finished, he can trigger the Widowmon. He's waiting for his moment. So TY saw the pylon and the gateway. He knows this is very, very likely to be a Blink attack. Though, whenever he loaded into the lobby, I'm sure he was aware of that. The question is, how do you defend it? And then, how do you follow it up? First Stalker coming out. He's going to drag the shot. Kill the mine. TY, I'm sure, expected that from a while back. And next, well, there's a Liberator going out. This is just to try to get some damage done. Maybe drag some Warpins or attention away at a key time. Yep, that's a whole bunch of Stalkers. They got Blink. He's got an Observer for high ground vision. I think he's about to see... Oh, no! Okay, that's a little sloppy there. Checks with one Stalker whether he's about to get slammed by tanks. Eating several tank hits. There are 2 tanks already lined up. 1 Stalker left behind. Blinks out. Meanwhile, Parting just dragging him around, looking for an angle of weakness. He's got a Dark Shrine on the way behind this. What else is coming up? Where's that Liberator? Oh, hello. So the Liberator is raining down freedom from directly above the Dark Shrine. That's going to cost a few warp-ins on the other side of the map, which helps slow down the attack itself, as well as killing 5 probes. The terrestrial units that Stalkers are, they get stuck in a prison of his own design, and the Liberator actually gets out, making this even more difficult for TY. I mean, for parting. At first, the Blink Stalkers looked like they had a good opportunity, but TY more than ready in the main base. More than ready to deal with those Blink Stalkers. Parting kind of got baited into more tank hits than needed to be. And now, well, he does throw a scan. He sees the gases at the natural. This is an important point. That's, I'm sure, what he's looking for. To see if there's going to be a follow-up or a parting. Because technically you can just do the gases at the main. And, well, if you only have the gas at the main, you can continue building Stalkers, but that's about it when it comes to your tech tree. Getting those other gases, oh my god, parting! Just blinks into the main, snipes 2 tanks, costs him a few Stalkers, but he's willing to trade those out. Especially with charge, a Dark Shrine on the way. I mean, the Dark Shrine was scouted, a Raven is out. A Raven is out, but that, like, you're not going to be chasing down DTs with that thing. He's always waiting. Like, you go outside the city walls and the Stalker/Jaguars will rip you apart. Why Jaguars? Why not? I think Parting at least thinks of himself as a Jaguar sort of person. Like, if he was an animal, it would be something along those lines. Some sort of relatively large cat. Meanwhile, tell me your thoughts. Single medevac coming in. Scanning for observers. He has a Raven, but he doesn't want to let any get away if he can help it. Any damage done. Couple Zealots warped in. I'm not sure if there are any DTs with that. The upgrades, going to be +1 versus +1 armor. Oh, he gets the Raven! Also, 6, 11, and counting! The DTs are slaughtering SCVs, and pretty soon we're going to see 2 Gs unless TY finds a way to deal with these. Well, the drop finding some damage. It's not like Parting has an overwhelming amount of... Oh god, that medevac is very important just existing. The DTs are back in the main. They killed everyone. The Widow Mine doesn't even hit. It hits close by because they went out of detection range. Oh no. TY forced to drag his army back, and Parting doesn't have an overwhelming economy, but he's got enough. There's a whole lot of medevacs here, so at some point the issue becomes a lack of splash damage, but if you have an overwhelming gateway number, just too many gateway units, well, we've seen that story before. Parting has no... Well, that's a Stalker. Who needs observers when you have Stalkers? Observers can't blink. Yet. So that's a whole lot of charge lots. A lot of this is going to come down to Widowmine hits. Parting, oh god, here we go. Now, most players would say don't base trade at Terran, but this is Parting, and it's not a base trade if your opponent is only halfway across the map. He just jumps into the base. Why are you here? Like, you shouldn't be 3 base all-inning a 2-base player, but Parting doesn't seem to care. He's in the main. He's already started off strong. Force fields across the board. He's going to have to lift and get over or just wait it out. How do you get back? How do you save your base? TY should have continued forward. He's dropping right on top. Guardian Shield helping out. That's a whole lot of bio still, though. TY may have the critical mass he needs to defend. Got to be careful with those Widow Mines. More force fields. He shows himself out. The Zealots have cleaned the natural out. The SCVs are on the run. The refugee SCVs. Meanwhile, force fields are more than enough. Force fields the ramp. Pick them up, pick them down. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter either way. TY no longer has control over his own base. Parting has locked him out of key locations, and there just aren't enough units left over. TY drops a scan. I don't know. I think that's one of those pre-GG scans. Like, I don't know. Do I still have a chance? Can I leave the game now? I mean... He's got a whole lot. He had a lot more medevacs, but the DTs and one of the orbitals is lifted. And meanwhile, that's it. TY's had enough. He taps it out. It looked for a second like TY had the critical mass of bio, and I think he did. On the open field, I think he wins a fight against that army pretty convincingly. But Parting doesn't play on the open field. He plays at night around that field when you go back into your home after, at night. Then he prowls around killing your livestock, eating them raw, and then waiting for your children to wander outside. Need I go into more detail? So keep your children inside when Parting's around, for so many reasons. Before he starts twisting anything, for those that know. Just in general. Again, like, that was another scenario. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Parting's specialty, players like him in SOS is another great example, and Zest on a good day. Their specialty is not so much micro or macro. It is winning. It is finding that, like, on paper, Parting should not have attacked there. He should not have sent a worse army to base trade against a player with less bases. That just doesn't make sense. But that doesn't matter because it's Parting. That common sense reality, that basic Starcraft understanding just does not apply. Even when TY is concerned. You could tell TY, it almost felt like, okay, alright, it's been rough, but I have a bunch of medevacs, we can finally do a good old-fashioned bio push. And then Parting leaped from the plateau and mauled his sheep. His SCVs didn't know what was coming. For the first time this series, Parting is going to go with a gate expand with the expand before the core. We're on Eternal Empire, which if there was ever a macro map in this map pool, this would be it. Because the longest rush distance between the bases, the most easily defensible second and thirds, a relatively safe fourth base, potentially one with an option for a rich Vespene Geyser to really jumpstart that later game tech. A lot of players will kind of just prepare for that 3-4 base game. I don't think Parting will necessarily just stroll his way there. Oh yeah, like what are you doing? Is that a Stargate? I mean, yes. He's hiding his Stargate in his natural. Because who's going to scale, even with a Reaper? Even if there was to be a Reaper, which there is not. Why? Why would you have a Stargate there? It doesn't make sense. It's so obvious, yet who would ever look there? It's going to be a Sentry first. Well, okay, wait. Stalker and then Sentry? Okay. The Sentry, I guess, is for hallucination, which he could use to draw out Widowmine hits and allow an Oracle to get damage. What if he hallucinates an Oracle and then hits him with Phoenix? And he'll never expect the Phoenix to be real if an Oracle was hallucinated. Or the Hellions just do critical damage because you don't really have anything to defend them if you open Phoenix. There's also that. That's on the table. You hallucinates the Oracle! You see, I see you. I see you. But at the same time, there's a very legitimate chance these Hellions get too much damage done. There's only a single star. This isn't a wall. He could lift one. I guess he could lift both. Is that the play? He's gonna pull the probes. We've seen how deadly they can be. All right. I guess I overestimated the Hellions. I thought there were gonna be a couple more showing up. They're a little late to the party. Now, he's not going to have the lifts for the next one. Parting with a great select all army usage there, making his hallucination completely useless besides maybe scaring TY. And now, because he's chasing down one Marine, 2 Hellions just go into his natural and are going to kill all his probes. Parting! Oh my, well, once again, 2 Hellions come in. This could have been way worse. But a completely unnecessary amount of damage is dealt. And he loses 7 probes because he kind of just got lazy there, to be honest. So now, not only did that hallucination with the select all army hotkey come back, that means it did not scout there are going to be cloaked banshees on the way, which means there's no shield battery in either mineral line, which means these cloaked banshees are going to do a whole lot of damage on top of what the Hellions already did. Cloak finishes at the perfect timing, robotics facility is done, but this banshee has plenty of energy, and once again the probes must be pulled. But the Hellions are coming into the natural as the probes are lining up. He really wants them so bad, but he lifts them at the last second. Meanwhile, the third base is being denied. This is just a cascading series of unfortunate events here for Parting, starting with hitting the select all army hotkey just one time, because that hallucinated oracle would have seen the cloak banshees, forced his probes not to be pulled, and his units probably still would have been in position to deal with the Hellions. But none of that matters now. Well, this was, okay, I guess TY is just assuming eventually the Banshees will get killed, so might as well go. But I'm a little surprised he just sent that in. Alright, let's tally it up. 9 worker kills. Delay of a third to later than TY's third. TY is going Mech against well, what's now going to be Twilight and Forge out of fire. I mean, of course, TY has map control. He's already got a strong unit count. He already upgraded Cloak. He's building Cyclones. Why not go Mech? Vikings on the way. So, Parting, what is the decision? Did he see the factories? I feel like seeing those Cyclones might give a little away. He's going to go Blink, which I think this is when you just expand like 4 times. You just expand 4 times and hope that your Phoenixes are good enough to keep you alive. Like, if he thinks it's bio, he's going to build a bunch more gates and get plenty of units, because a bio push can come together way quicker than a mech one. But if he realizes this is mech quickly enough, there's a dream that, oh no, I didn't even see it. We don't mind, but that was the only one. He's about to see, oh, the lock-ons. 1, 2, 3. Oh, baby, a triple. He gets 4 SCVs, but he sees, I think, oh, TY floated his factory, misrallied it. Oh, come back. Where are you going? We've all been there. We've all been there. He's about to see the mech. A 4th base is on the way. And goodbye. Down he goes. But he got the important intel. He saw this was mech. Parting just gonna add more. Oh, why did I yell that? Oh my god, what is this? More? What? What could it be? What is he gonna say? Oh, well, everything. More gates. More bases. Yeah, he's just gonna mass expand because he does understand that the big weakness of mech, especially this like early 3-base mech, there's just not the ability. I like how TY builds so many Marines, by the way. Like, he's just got to have that buffer. But the army itself is not going to... Despite TY being a head-on supply, you can't move out right now with 3 tanks, a couple Banshees. It's just not going to happen. So Parting is taking as much advantage as possible here and trying to get all of his economy. And then, by the time TY is actually able to move out, which is not too long from now, put his units together. Templar Archives on the way. Charge just started. He needs to buy some more time, buy some more space. Very important. Don't want to be losing too many stalkers here. Sentries, I don't think they're going to make it. Parting has now 8 gateways. He needs to be warping in on all cylinders. Or, well, whatever shape gateways are. Here come the tanks. One of these bases is going to fall. The question will be, is it both? Because the 4th base, if he loses both potential 4th bases, yeah, that's a problem. That's a really big problem. But if he holds on the one, it's okay. If he held on to both, it'd be great. But TY ain't giving him that kind of time. Meanwhile, the Banshees, they have Cloak. Zealots could be warped in. He's up to 8 gateways, but he's adding on like at least half a dozen more. Finishing up now. Charge ain't done. Parting is down 30 supply. This is getting really dicey here. I really thought that Parting would be able to put something together. A huge warp in. A scan. There's no gases at the 3rd. This is essentially all the gas he's been building up to. TY doesn't even have 1-1. He moved out before his upgrades because he understood that Parting was going to try to take advantage of this timing. Like if TY had waited until 1-1 was done, Parting would have had all of these Archons. He would have had those bases defended. He would have had 12 gateways online. But TY understood that Parting was trying to take advantage of the situation. So the chess master a couple steps ahead right again. Planetary Fortress over on the left side. How many tanks? There are 7 tanks. 1-1 is finishing up. He's already pre-lifting the command center. Parting, re-expanding in every direction. Playing more like a Zerg than a Protoss here. +2 weapons. Oh my god. So many gateways. He's at 14 gates now to be able to spend this money. He still hasn't taken the gases at his 3rd. He's just warping in an absolute overwhelming amount of charge lots. He's going to go for the break. At least try to deny the base. There's a lot of tanks set up. I don't know how close he can get, but if the Hellions are too close, then obviously the tanks aren't going to help them. Charge lots are effectively expendable, but 3 speed Banshees with hyperflight done. Gonna work their way in. Parting doesn't have a ridiculous amount of probes. He's done well enough for himself. But the Stalkers, the cannon will help provide detection for now. He's trying to navigate in between those areas. Parting down 60 supply. TY is maxed out. A macro master here. The thing is, this can all disappear so quickly if your tanks are out of position. It's brittle. Wow. It's a brittle unit composition where, if applied correctly, can be incredibly strong, but you get caught out of position. Bunch of charge lads jumping on your tanks before they get any hits off, and it doesn't go so great. Storm is on the way. Robotics Bay, all flavors of splash damage. Storm could be helpful against this Hell Clone group that lock on to the Prism, but Magfield Accelerator ain't done yet. Some Widow Mines underneath. Drilling Claws is done. Parting still matching the production, and he has a huge amount. He has 36 to 3,800 minerals per minute. That's 38 Zealots of income every single minute. Can he make 38 Zealots? I think if he uses all his warp gates on cooldown, almost. He should be taking the gases on his new bases, at least the rich Vespine base. Parting. Come on. TY, meanwhile, is mining double the gas per minute. Oh, the Banshees just decided we're going to fight here. A few Archons getting caught out. TY forcing Parting to scramble. There's a single Phoenix. He's building some more. That is not a bad counter to the Hyperflight Banshees. It's just +2 attack, though, for Parting. He's really, like... They're both maxed out. TY's army... I thought it was going to cost more. I was convinced it was going to cost more. I'm wrong about that. I thought he would have invested more, but I guess his army is very heavy. He had a bunch of Marines, which he just kind of traded away. And by traded, I mean sacrificed them because they're useless to him at this point. Has a whole lot of Hellions in the army as well, which are the obvious equivalent of Zealots. Kind of a counter to him to an extent. A couple Dorito dustings coming through. Storm drop. Widow Mines over the top. Down go a couple observers. The Drilling Claw is dangerous, but another storm will knock out most of the mines. A huge storm hits a lot of the Cyclones, the Hell Clones. The Warp Prism survives, and that's going to be huge to be able to reinforce with Warpins. Parting, for the first time in a long time, has a supply lead against the Mech army of TY, but TY easily replacing his units. In fact, trading them out for even better units. Gonna replace those cheap Hellions with Cyclones, with Banshees, and with Widow Mines. So Parting still leaning on the fact his army is more mobile and cheaper. He can replace it mildly quicker. There's command centers for days, weeks, and years here. As all TY has more than enough to replace any that might get sniped. So I wouldn't worry too much about him if you're Parting. Widow Mines continue to connect. Parting coming in. The Phoenixes, maybe not in the most incredible spot. You might want to think about an Oracle for Revelation as the Banshee count starts to get uncomfortably high. And those Banshees, their damage adds up quickly. It seems like they're fragile. They get blown away relatively easily, but as soon as you have a few seconds without detection, you start realizing how much you regret that. Parting is now getting +3. TY has not started his 3-3. Parting has taken just like all of these bases. He's got 86 probes here. 14 gates still. How many robos? Just one of a Stargate and robo. I wouldn't be surprised if he added more soon. He's really trying to hammer down the door. But TY is holding that door for now, and he has planetaries. The Banshees are definitely a threatening composition for later on. The planetary not going to be repaired. The tank's trying to hold. All the more mobile units will back off. Sniping off Archons. Planetary falls, but Parting loses so much in the process. The Cyclones and Banshees going to chase. They're ridiculously fast. Huge warping from the Warp Prism, which has barely survived throughout all of this. Where is the detection? More Widow Mines connecting. He's not cleaning them up with each of these fights. He needs detection desperately. Parting still has 87 workers. Continuing forward. TY started the 3-3, working for more. He's got observer speed. Might want to just siege one of them up. That's an orbital there. He's going to try to snipe it. Not going to happen. No building armor yet. Another huge warping of Zealots. 13 at a time. The Banshees come too far forward. They're just too goddamn fast. More observers coming through. Constant scans to try to snipe. Parting will not stop. Cannot stop. Continues to attack. The charge lots drive them back to the tanks. TY has lost his front line. He just has the Banshees and tanks. More SCVs pulled to repair. The Banshees have been badly bruised. The command center forced into the sky. The tanks will move forward. Where is the buffer, though? Parting starting to even out the supplies. He's banging on this angle, and TY's starting to crack, but he's brought his tanks into position. So Parting realizes that and rotates around. +3 done. 3-3. Halfway there. Parting slows it down. TY reinforces his key positions. His tank count starting to get very high. 16 tanks, where once there were 7 or 8 in the maxed out composition. No Thors added in yet. The army value is starting to get very high. Oh, Parting just goes! The Banshee's still a threat. He's got how many observers? There are 6 observers out. 91 probes! Right now, Parting is in a boom economy. He's still got most of the mineral patches on 4 or 5 mining bases. That won't last forever. The thing is, TY only has these 5 bases. And usually you say only 5 bases, that's not really a problem. But if Parting has 9 bases, well then the math starts to work out. TY is scanning. He's scanning to see if there's a big Stargate tech switch. So far, no. Parting's not going to wait that out. Meanwhile, the Banshees easily slip across the map, find some damage. Parting can afford to lose a few probes here. He's looking for any more Nexi. The Banshees were an important part of the defense. He can get them back pretty quick, even faster than Blankstalkers. TY, now this is a catalyzing moment. TY wants at least one more base. Will Parting be forced to let him have it? Because Parting is going to try to bang down the door. Snipes the Raven to start. Drilling Claws mines from the north. No more blank out of them. The Banshees are back. TY brings everything together. But the whole McDonald's combo meal is more than enough for Parting to be driven back. TY stretches out for the base. The unit's lost. Parting has lost 1,000 more gas and 8,000 more minerals. But, once again, if you have 4 or 5 more bases than your opponent, this is sustainable. But once he starts catching up, not so much. Parting has shown no interest in changing his path. He's decided he's going to make gateway units or potentially die trying. The Blankstalkers drag much of the army back, a huge amount of charge lots. I'm surprised there's not a Dark Shrine yet. Meanwhile, TY locks down this location. There's multiple observers here. Here come the charge lots parting with the Zerg-like surround. Is there enough detection? The charge lots overwhelming the tanks. TY driven back to his planetary, falls back as far as he can without giving up this planetary. The Banshees helping against the charge lots. But is there enough to work through him? Another wave from parting. He dips another 80 supply in that engage. Finally, after so much, that warp prism dies. TY steps forward. There are 18 gateways, but that might not be enough. The Widow Mines go down before firing again. The charge lots close the distance against the 3-3 siege tanks. The Banshees are simply too much. The tanks will hold. The Zealots are gonna cut it. The Banshees need repair. How many kills? 4 kills. 4 kills, 6 kills. You know, the damage they've done, you don't see the damage. The amount they've helped against these Zealots has been immense. It's been the difference. The Zealots otherwise would have overrun the ground army. Okay, well this is starting to become untenable for parting. I'm surprised he didn't just go north. This base entirely undefended. 216 Zealots have fallen, with the numbers mounting. It's starting to get out of hand for parting, as he's lost 13,000 more minerals. The Banshees feel like they have the space to move around the map. They might be right about that. So many bases are trying to mine. But parting, he doesn't have money in the bank. He hasn't been maxed out this whole time. He keeps throwing everything at TY, and TY has gotten more and more adept at holding. It's just this army doesn't have the shelf life of the siege tanks, of the Banshees. The charge lot's trying to close the distance, but parting doesn't have... Now it's TY. TY has the income advantage. He's evened it up, dropped some mules. He has the northern and the base. Well, at this point, parting's running out of bases to actually mine from. If he loses these two in the northwest corner, he loses one. The Cyclones with a drive-by sniping. He's running out of options. TY looking to manifest destiny in the top left corner. A bunch of gates here, creating an awkward scenario. Parting has worn himself out. There might have been an opportunity for a Stargate transition, but TY held the line. Yeah, he had to give some ground, but he took it back with great strength. And suddenly parting is struggling to put 120 supply on the field. He's about to lose a couple dozen more probes. The Stalkers, desperate. I don't think cutting off reinforcements is going to make much of a difference when he has 13 fully upgraded siege tanks, complemented by 10 Banshees. The Banshees themselves have 1-3 as well. Parting, he's trying to do counterattacks here, which, I mean, he no longer has the money to buy out TY. TY has been thinking however many steps ahead, as parting continually ran at him with... Wait, how many Zealots now? 250 Zealots! 500 supply of Zealots! Not enough. Like, that is a Scientology of Zealots right there. Parting just goes. He can't stop himself. He doesn't want to stop himself. TY, on the other hand, adapts. He struggled to get more bases up, but at the end of the day, he held. The cost efficiency was there. The Banshees, an uncommon but effective choice, eventually traded out his more mobile army composition for a strong siege tank Banshee-based one. That takes longer to build, but he was slowly trading out the Hellions and the Widow Mines and even the Cyclones for more tanks. In fact, like, at the end of the game, for comparison, at the end of the game, TY had 11 tanks. He only lost 14. It sounds insane. Like, that actually sticks out the most to me. In that entire game, TY only lost 14 tanks. With all of those fights happening around the entire map, well, mostly on TY's side, he only lost 14 tanks, compared to 250 Zealots. So, well, is this a preview for the GSL semifinal? Is this how it will go? What do you think? You tell me. Was this video posted after it and everyone's going to provide spoilers no matter what? Maybe. But hopefully you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, pay for coaching, in the words of a wise man. Wise-ish. Thank you for watching. Good luck, and have fun.